Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Life? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
It's time for NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. The latest from the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington with Steve Hare, Grant Olson, and sports with Eric Granstrom.
Good Friday evening and welcome to NCW Life News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a peek outside our weather window. And boy, what we saw this morning is pretty much what we got all day long, with some sleet, some rain mixed with snow. We even saw all rain at times, and even a pretty good snow squall move through early afternoon, and that will continue into our evening hours as we will continue to see this storm system push through the area. But what we're really seeing out there, and I don't have to tell you this, ice, and it's everywhere out there, so be very, very careful. And if you're traveling anywhere to the southeast or the east or even north of Wenatchee, you're going to run into those icy conditions. Also lots of snow as you move into the mountains of western Washington, where some locations picked up as much as 30 inches of snow. And for our weekend, some changes on the way, especially for Saturday and probably through a lot of next week. We'll see a colder weather pattern as a cold front and colder air slide down from Canada. High pressure builds into the Pacific Northwest, so expect drier weather next week and colder temperatures. More on your weather a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Grant County Fire Battalion chief was seriously injured on Wednesday, and Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue was busy on Thursday rescuing snowmobilers. But first we begin tonight. Chelan County Fire District 1 responded to a house fire at 301 River Park Avenue around 10 o'clock this morning. The home is a single-family dwelling, and all of the residents were out of the house at the time of the fire. No word yet on the cause of that fire or the extent of the damage. Grant County Fire District 13 Battalion Chief Dan DeShawn was seriously injured Wednesday in an industrial accident at his part-time job at Moses Lake Industries. The agency posted on its Facebook page that DeShawn is currently in critical condition at Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. DeShawn has volunteered for the fire department since 2011 and is also a paid captain for Grant County Fire District 5 in Moses Lake, where he's volunteered for 15 years. An account has been established at Granco Federal Credit Union in both Moses Lake and Ephrata if you'd like to help. Any help from the community will assist this family immensely. 4 groups of snowmobilers, all with various sets of circumstances, kept Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue officials busy yesterday afternoon near Fish Lake. The first call regarded a beginner rider who lost control of the machine and ran into a tree. That person was transported by private vehicle for medical care. The next 2 calls involved snowmobilers who were lost. One group near the Alder Creek area and the other near the Lake Wenatchee Rec Center on Chihuahua Loop Road. The final call of the day took a much more intensive rescue operation. 2 riders who were reported missing rode over a slope and into a ravine. It took 20 to 25 rescuers from the Chelan County Sheriff's Office, the Department of Emergency Management, and Cascade Ambulance 3 hours to get both riders out. They were transported to Central Washington Hospital. Rescue officials say this could be the start of a very busy weekend. Well, in an effort to prevent unhealthy air quality, the Washington Department of Ecology is issuing a Stage 1 burn ban limiting indoor and outdoor burning. That's happening in Asotin, Ferry, Pend Oreille, Okanagan, and Stevens counties. The burn ban begins at 8 o'clock Monday, January 1st, and will continue until further notice. Cold, stagnant weather forecasted for early next week is expected to create poor air quality conditions in eastern Washington. Current air quality monitors show elevated levels of air pollution, and the levels are expected to increase further because of weather conditions. This puts communities at risk because fire particles from wood smoke can easily get into people's lungs and cause heart and breathing problems. Under a Stage 1 ban, all outdoor burning is prohibited, including residential, agricultural, and forest burning. Well, in partnership with Chelan County Public Works, Wenatchee Boy Scout Troop 7 is taking care of the disposal of your Christmas tree. Coming up on Saturday, January 6th, you can drop off your Christmas tree at the Chelan County Shop. That's in Wenatchee, located at 210 Easy Street between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. Scouts will be collecting the trees for recycling. A $5 donation is suggested, and donations will go to Troop 7 to support its programs. Trees also can be dropped off for recycling at the Dryden Transfer Station at 9073 Highway 2 or at the Eniat Brush Yard located off Highway 97A behind the Fire Interpretive Center. When dropping off your tree, make sure it's free of all tinsel and decorations. For more information, call Chelan County Public Works at 667-6341. Coming up next, we'll continue our look at the top news stories of 2017. Tonight, highlighting the purchase of the federal building and wildfires, and we'll introduce you to the Chelan County Superior Court's newest judge. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching NCW Life News.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
Come find your holiday gifts at Antique Mall at Cashmere this holiday season. With 15,000 square feet to explore, Antique Mall at Cashmere has something for everyone, from coin enthusiasts to avid collectors. For do-it-yourselfers, this is the place to find your next repurposing project. What a great way to make your holiday gifts for someone special. Using your keen eye to make something old and new again. Discover your next holiday gift in the Antique Mall at Cashmere. Stop on by today.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CBCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CBCH respects that.
Welcome back. Our parent company, Local Telecommunications, was involved in one of the biggest business news stories for 2017. The local telecom company's purchase of the Wenatchee Federal Building made the news last spring after a very competitive auction. Here's a time lapse of how the bidding occurred. After the sale was finalized, Local-Tel entered into negotiations to sell off a portion of the building to the city of Wenatchee. The city is considering relocating some of its departments from City Hall. 2017 was another active season for wildfires, where several wind-driven blazes in Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Kittitas counties. These stories also made our list of top stories in 2017. It started in June when smoke from a series of large fires in British Columbia drifted into north central Washington, causing air quality problems. In July, crews corralled a large brush fire that broke out along the side of the highway north of Wenatchee. The Mitchell Canyon fires scorched about 600 acres of grass and sage lands.
We're working on the north flank. We've got increased numbers of personnel coming in. There's going to be more crews and dozers and engines. Plus later on in the day, we're going to have air attack. They're scheduled any time now. We're just waiting for them. So the plan is to get the north end buttoned up. The south, east, and west is pretty well secure, but the north end is still open.
This past summer also saw several large wildfires, including the Jolly Mountain, Diamond Creek, Jack Creek, Norse Peak, and Uno Peak fires. The continuing onslaught of summer wildfires has also prompted Congress to take action with legislation intended to make forests more fire resistant. Structure fires also made the news in 2017, with 2 major commercial buildings destroyed. Those include the Philippi Fruit Warehouse blaze and the Sports Liquidator Warehouse fire that was in Wenatchee. Newly appointed Chelan County Superior Court Judge Kristen Ferreira says she's ready to begin work next week. NCW Life sat down with her yesterday for an exclusive interview where she talked about her diverse background and court experience.
I'd like to welcome our guest to NCW Life News, Kristen Ferreira, who was recently appointed to the Chelan County Superior Court bench to replace the retiring Alicia Nakata by Governor Jay Inslee. She joins us right now in the studio. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Steve.
Let's talk about your legal background, first of all. Let's start out with where you went to school.
I went to undergraduate at Western Washington University in Bellingham, and I majored in cultural anthropology, and then I went to law school at University of Washington School of Law.
Well, cultural anthropology then into a legal career. So how does that translate?
Well, you know, when I was looking at that as a major, I had thought about law school, and it was touted as a good background for pre-law, just like political science is also touted as a good background for pre-law. And I think it has actually really helped me in my legal career because culture is a part of everything that we do.
But you went to the University of Washington.
I did, yes.
You've gone to other schools too as well?
I did study abroad, actually, at the Foreign Nationalities University in Beijing, China for a semester. So that was the other school that I went to.
Well, congratulations, first of all, on your selection by the governor.
Thank you.
For the Chelan County Superior Court. Obviously, this is a big move for you and your family. Let's talk about your reaction, first of all, when you first heard that you got that award.
I was very excited. The governor called me, and it was a surprise. It was very exciting, and I very happily accepted the appointment.
You're relatively young, I would imagine, for let's say a judicial position. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I am about the same age that Judge Small was when he took the bench, and he is, as you know, retiring in February. I'm also just a little bit older than one of the previous Superior Court judges, Carol Wardell. I believe I'm around the same age that Judge Allen was when she took the bench. So even though I may seem young, it is not unprecedented for somebody my age to be on the bench.
Now you've been in private practice now.
Yes, I have.
In the Wenatchee area with Jeffers, Aylward, Son.
Jeffers, Danielson, Son, and Aylward.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a pretty prestigious firm here in the Wenatchee Valley. Obviously gave you a good launching pad there for your future. I've
been very, very fortunate to work there and to be a partner there. I'm grateful for all the fantastic attorneys and other folks that I've worked with there. So I think it has given me a great background for this. I've practiced, not only have I practiced civil litigation, but also employment law and also immigration, family law, which is going to be very helpful for this position, and kind of a variety of other civil cases as well.
I've noticed, though, that you don't have any criminal background in law.
I don't. I did do in law school, I did a criminal defense clinic where I represented, I think we had 4 criminal cases where I represented defendants. But other than that, I don't have the criminal background. But I'm looking forward to learning it, and I've had the opportunity to sit in on court and see how the criminal calendar works, so I'm looking forward to the challenge. Okay.
I noticed in your resume, too, that you have some background in tribal law. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, actually that is part of the reason I went to law school, was because I wanted to, well, I lived in New Mexico for 2 years, and I was in AmeriCorps Vista in New Mexico for a year. I was fascinated with the law and how it worked down there and the things that the lawyers and also the politicians could do, and they all had this legal background. And so I wanted to perhaps move back there or work with the tribe, with the reservation. That was one of my goals going into law school. And then I did study various aspects of Native American Indian law, and I did the Tribal Court Criminal Defense Clinic, like I said. Mm-hmm. I also interned with the Tulalip tribe for a summer before I came out here.
You're watching NCW Life News. Coming up next, your sports update, followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come on NCW Life News. Stay with us.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
Hey, this is Justin at Club Crow Bar and Grill reminding you it's your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Jam sessions and live bands playing a wide range of music. If pool tables or pull tabs are more your thing, we have you covered. Enjoy the fun and food at Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Stop on by today.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jay Seebeck filling in for Eric Granstrom to give you your sports update for Friday, December 29th, 2017. This will actually be our last sports update to give you here in the 2017 year before we end up giving you sports for 2018. So starting off for our top story, the Holiday Bowl. The Washington State Cougars took on the Michigan State Spartans in San Diego. And, well, the Cougs, they couged it, plain and simple. They were actually in the lead 3-0 at one point in the game, and that was the only time. Michigan State decided to run the football all over them. I ended up, I'm a diehard Coug fan, and I couldn't watch the fourth quarter. So we're going to just go ahead and move on into Wild hockey. So the Wild will be starting a 2-game series this weekend here at home against the Penticton Vees. And so they will be playing puck drops at 7:05 tonight at the Town Toyota Center and 7:05 tomorrow night. And as is usual with the Wild, there will be a special event for fans following Saturday night's game. Fans are invited to stay after to attend an auction to get their hands on exclusive Washington Amateur Hockey Association jerseys. The jerseys were custom made by Wenatchee Wild kids. Right now, the Wild are 23-9 on the season and are sitting in second place in the interior division of the BCHL. They trail the Vernon Vipers by 2 games, so winning 2 games tonight would be very important for the Wild. Well, not tonight, but over the weekend. Moving on, today is Blue Friday for the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle linebacker Bobby Wagner was awarded the Steve Largent Award yesterday. The Largent Award is voted on by the Seahawks players and is given to the player who best exemplifies the spirit, dedication, and integrity of the Seahawks. The award was first handed out in 1989 to its Hall of Fame namesake. Already selected for the Pro Bowl, Wagner has been leading an injury-plagued Seahawks defense through this roller coaster of a season, with a final chance to make it to the postseason this Sunday for the Seahawks playing the Arizona Cardinals on New Year's Eve at CenturyLink Field. Kickoff is at 1:25, and in order for the Seahawks to advance, they're still going to need Atlanta to lose to the Panthers on that same day. So let's go ahead and move on into our local basketball section of the sports. The Chelan Holiday Tournament, which has been going on, we've covered it a little bit here on our sportscast. Tonight is the last night. At 7:30, Chelan will be taking on Adna for the championship, and that will be at 7:30 at the Chelan Community Gym. And so that's going to actually do it for our sports report. Again, you know, the Cougs, they couged it 42-17 against the Michigan State Spartans. So another kind of disappointing year for fans like me who are probably a little bit too invested for their own good. So good evening and have a happy New Year's from me, Jay Seebeck at the NCW Life Sports.
Thank you, Jay. 2018 will be a year of change for the Chelan County PUD as the district embarks on a plan to relocate some of its facilities. General Manager Steve Wright says the plan to developing the new facilities is a work in progress. He discussed it in an exclusive NCW Life interview.
Looking at our facilities, we said, what will be the least cost strategy over the long run? Brought in some folks from the outside who've helped us work through that. And we've now presented to our board and said, in some cases, refurbishment of buildings will make the most sense. In some cases, replacement of buildings will make the most sense, both in terms of cost and in terms of customer service. So what do I mean by customer service? So for example, 70% of our truck rolls from basically either this facility or the one up on Holly Street go north. And if you're going to be crossing the Wenatchee River Bridge on a regular basis for 70% of your truck rolls, and particularly in the likelihood that we're going to have increasing traffic up there, you want to think about, is that the best place for us to be located? We also have been trying to think through, so if a customer walks into this building, are they getting a customer-friendly experience? And candidly, if you come in and you want service, you have to go to 3 or 4 different places here, and it's hard to find them in order to be able to get service. So can we improve that customer experience at the same time by reducing our costs over the long run? We believe the answer to that is yes, but when you do this kind of analysis, you have a lot of assumptions in it. So we're now in the process of testing the assumptions. What would it cost for us to buy land if we were going to move? What would it cost for us to build buildings, can do RFPs and check and see how things are going? We got the first test of that yesterday. We have committed that we would build a new storage building down at Rock Island. We're storing a lot of stuff out in the elements, which generally doesn't tend to lead to longer life. And we estimated the cost of that, and the cost came in about $800,000 lower than what we estimated. So we feel like we're going to take these steps incrementally. We'll learn as we go, check and see what was our assumption, can we get it for that price or lower? If we can, then we likely would proceed. If we can't, then we stop and re-regroup.
2018 will also include the modernization of hydroelectric facilities at Rock Island and Rocky Reach dams. We'll be back in just a moment with the recap of some of today's stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community.
See us at the Plaza in Chelan for all your holiday needs.
Time now for a recap of some of our top stories. Chelan County Fire District 1 responded to a house fire at 301 River Park Avenue around 10 o'clock this morning. The home is a single-family dwelling and all of the residents were out of the house at the time of the fire. No word yet on the cause of that blaze or the extent of the damage. Grant County Fire District 13 Battalion Chief Dan Deshawn was seriously injured Wednesday in an industrial accident that was at his part-time job at Moses Lake Industries. The agency posted on its Facebook page that Deshawn is currently in critical condition at Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. Deshawn has volunteered for the fire department since 2011 and is also a paid captain for Grant County Fire District 5 in Moses Lake, where he's volunteered for 15 years. An account has been established at Granco Federal Credit Union in both Moses Lake and Ephrata if you would like to help. Any help from the community will assist the family immensely. 4 groups of snowmobilers, all with various sets of circumstances, kept Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue officials busy yesterday afternoon near Fish Lake. The first call regarded a beginner rider who lost control of the machine and ran into a tree. That person was transported by private vehicle for medical care. The next 2 calls involved snowmobilers who were lost. One group near the Alder Creek area and the other near the Lake Wenatchee Rec Center on Chihuahua Loop Road. The final call of the day took a much more intensive rescue operation. 2 riders who were reported missing rode over a slope and into a ravine. It took 20 to 25 rescuers from the Chelan County Sheriff's Office, the Department of Emergency Management, and Cascade Ambulance 3 hours to get both riders out. They were transported to Central Washington Hospital. Rescue officials say this could be the start of a very busy weekend. Time now for your weather forecast for north central Washington. First, let's take another quick peek outside our weather window where we are seeing mostly cloudy skies, still that scattered rain snow mix with some sleet and even some snow around the area. That will continue into tonight. We're seeing a complex weather pattern. It's been over the Pacific Northwest for the past 24 hours and will continue for at least another 24 hours or so, with anything from rain, a rain snow mix, or all snow expected. The mountains will see quite a bit of additional snow today and tonight, with upwards of 40 inches could fall. Winter weather warnings for heavy snow have been issued and will be continued for these areas for heavy snow until tomorrow morning. Freezing rain amounts between 1/10 and 2/10 of an inch will be possible here in north central Washington before we probably see the precipitation turn all to rain for the remainder of our Friday. We do have a 90% chance of precipitation for the rest of today, 70% chance for tonight. By Saturday, a cold front will move down from Canada, bringing warmer temperatures, sunny skies, and windy conditions tomorrow, with gusts between 25 and 30 miles an hour. High pressure will arrive by late in the weekend and early next week, which will deliver a drier and colder weather pattern for the start of the new year. Let's take a look at that forecast now. Tonight, with snow and rain still in the forecast, 29 our overnight low. For Saturday, it will be windy, but it will be warmer too. 40 degrees for our high, 22 for the low. And then from Sunday through Thursday, just a mix of clouds and sun. High temperatures between 25 and 30 for the most part, with lows between 20 and 25. And as we leave you tonight, 2 local residents decided that cold weather isn't going to spoil a little winter paddleboarding on the partially frozen Wenatchee River. If you have a video of the day you'd like to see on NCW Life News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. Also, make sure you tune in to the NCW Life Channel Tuesday morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us at the NCW Life Channel, have a very happy new year.
This has been NCW Life News on the NCW Life Channel. For more news, log on to ncwlife.com, like us on Facebook, and follow NCW Life Channel on Twitter.
Hi, I'm Blair from Works, your workout prescription. Have you ever started an exercise program and struggled to keep it going? So what if I told you that with this MyZone device, I could increase your chances of self-motivated exercise adherence by over 200%. Combine that with an exercise prescription specifically for your level of readiness, we'll increase it even more, and that's our new member success system. It's $99, it's exclusively at Works, it includes your MyZone belt. Works, yourworkoutrx.com.
Thursday night, hockey night on the NCW Life Channel. It all begins at 7 o'clock with a call of the Wild and Clarkie's Corner.